Musume for being a game where you gamble, to gamble, to gamble some more, so that you can ultimately gamble, has captured the hearts, wallets, and playtime of many. However, especially with the closing of the recent Gemini Cup, some people are starting to burn out. But why? Has the RNG finally become too much to handle? Or is it something else? I wanted to break this down and also chime in with my own experience. Of course, being a gacha game, nobody is surprised about the gacha system offering advantages to those with luck or money. It is what it is. The core gameplay loop being a roguelike that just boils down to RNG is also not too far out of the ordinary. There are plenty of games out there whose core gameplay hinges on randomness, but what makes those games interesting is the power that we can have over said randomness, and how we can optimize our gameplay and decision making to maximize our odds or make the best of a poor hand. The sparks rewarded at the end, also boiling down to RNG, isn't the worst either, seeing that a lot of progression systems in gacha games is also just pure gambling. I'm like 300 careers deep with only a few 3-star blues out of an expected 10 to 15, but that hasn't really lowered my motivation to grind. However, the big RNG content in this game that has been a deal breaker for a lot of people is the Champions Meeting, the competitive content that runs about once a month. Let's talk about why. In the Champions Meeting, all the details for the exact track to optimize for are known far ahead of time, giving players plenty of time to prepare both parents and aces. It's feasible to cobble together something usable within just a couple attempts per Uma, which is exactly what I did on the first CM. Though, I do enjoy min-maxing and wanted to give it my all for the second one. I spent countless hours optimizing decks and planning my inheritances to maximize skill coverage and affinity, running scrims and simulations, and of course, doing the career runs themselves. The best parent I came up with after weeks of borrows was quite underwhelming, and the best ace also left a bit to be desired. However, the struggle to make a good ace was widespread, especially with CM2. The requirements for units were much higher than before, requiring many more runs on average to hit a high-end unit that fit the requirements. And this is where the core problem lies. This CM takes more effort, and when people put in effort, they expect to get something out of it. For those unfamiliar with how CM works, it starts with a series of provisional sets of 5 races, where you need to win 3 out of 5 in order to stay in the highest bracket and eventually the finals. But you do get a solid 8 attempts, that is, 8 sets of 5 races, to hit this threshold, which dilutes the RNG by a lot and gives more or less a fair shot for your Umas. All this to reach the finals, offering rich rewards, but more importantly, unique titles. Titles that you convince yourself you don't care about, because you know that the finals consist of just one race, so it's extremely hit or miss. Does your Uma just forget to proc her recoveries? Does she late start? Does she get rushed 3 times? Does she get blocked? Are you matching against 2 potatoes or 2 whales? There's so much variance, and that's the thing. Even if you tell yourself you don't care about the rewards or titles, it's hard not to, especially if you're putting in a lot of effort. I've seen some people have the reaction of, "Oh, you just got lucky," which is a valid feeling, because That's really what it comes down to. It can be demotivating to put in a ton of effort and feel like you lost to one bad roll in the finals, which can lead to burnout. I don't keep up with the JP server content outside of knowing that New Year Aurora is a theme, so I'm not sure if they ever changed the CM formula, but I think it would be cool if it was just a ladder system that you would climb up and down based on performances across several races, like that of the provisional rounds, and then being rewarded based on being the top X% or something like that. I think something like that would feel more fair than the current system, which can often turn out to disappointment. What do you guys think? I'm curious to hear about your CM2 experience. I know a lot of my friends purposely didn't put in any effort into this one to focus on the next instead. Maybe they dodged a bullet this time. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Oh, please consider pledging for my FUMO plushie. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you.